So per Tim Hardaway, Jordan was the only player responsible for the Isiah Dream Team snub. But there's proof he wasn't. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the NBA GOAT, where we mostly talk about the NBA, its history, great rivalries, of course, the NBA GOAT debate, and much more. Today, I want to discuss with you some specific comments made recently by Tim Hardaway Sr. from Miami Heat, as you can remember him, about Michael Jordan being solely responsible for not having Isiah Thomas included in the Dream Team. Now, I'm going to play these comments for you, where you can also hear the other guys that were there, like Gilbert Arenas, Brandon Jennings, for example. And then we're going to take the thing apart with the help of Magic Johnson. So please listen to these comments now, and we will be right back.
This was the rumor. They came to Michael. They really needed Michael to play. Mm-hmm. They came to Michael, and like David Stern and the Olympic team, they came to Michael and said, "Yo, Mike, we really need you to play. We need for you to just go global." And Mike said, "All right, I will play only if Isiah is not on the team."
Damn. So he really said that?
He said that to them.
Damn.
And then Magic was like, "I'm cool with that." And then what's really crazy is, God rest his soul, but the coach, he had trouble. He had trouble with that because he wanted his guy on the team, Chuck Daly. Yep. He had trouble, but he knew it was a business too. And he wanted to be that first person to get that goal for the Dream Team and everything. So
it was the Pistons.
He had to be okay with it, but he wasn't okay with it.
Yeah.
But why wasn't you the one they were arguing for, since you were the second? Like,
right, it
wasn't like I get Isiah, but right. He wasn't even in the conversation as one of the best players in the NBA at that moment in time.
You gotta also remember this. Magic went out because of health problems, AIDS, and after they found out he could still play, and I still think I did the right thing. And my buddies, they was like, "No, you shouldn't have done it." Gave him my starting spot in the All-Star game. But I mean, we always got to remember this: if Magic was playing, he would have been first team all NBA. No question. He would have been on an All-Star team. He would have been starred. No question. So people got to understand that, even though, it's real and it's not real. That's real. I live in a real world. I was always told the truth, and you got to handle it. And I understood that. So, I mean, that's the way it was. I didn't think nothing of it because that's Magic. I mean, without Magic and Larry Bird, come on.
No, I get it. Okay. All right.
So that was Tim Hardaway confirming the long-standing rumor that Michael Jordan kept Isiah Thomas off the Dream Team. What do you guys think? Was it personal or just business?
Now, I wonder if you noticed the same thing I noticed at the beginning of Tim Hardaway's statement. He started by saying, rumor had it. Well, if it's a rumor, then why state it as fact, Tim? And the rest of the guys understood it as an actual fact. People have major issues with comprehension, if you ask me. Tim wasn't there and talks about it as a live witness to the situation. That's just not right, in my opinion. Now, I'll let you listen to a quick interview between Stephen A. Smith and Magic Johnson a couple years back on that same matter, where clearly Magic didn't want to admit he was part of that decision on TV, but said something totally different in his book titled When the Game Was Ours. Here's the Magic Stephen A. interview.
I think Michael really respects Isiah, just like Isiah respects Michael. And I just hope that we can get past all this, both men, because they've meant so much to the game of basketball. And yes, it is a shame that Isiah was not on the Dream Team, because talent-wise, he should have been on the Dream Team. But, when you think about some of the problems that he had with a few guys on the Dream Team, whether the situation with Larry and what Rodman said about Larry, and that didn't go over well. You think about his problems with both Michael and Scottie Pippen, just competitive series, but there was a definitely dislike and a hate. The Pistons hated the Bulls hated the Pistons. And so that was going to carry on off the court as well. And then, and then he had a situation even with Karl Malone.
Well, talk to me about your role and talk to our audience about your role, because in your book, authored by Jackie McMullen, where you and Larry Bird were a part of the book, you articulated that even you played the role in Isiah Thomas not being on the Olympic Dream Team. You talked about the players, guys on the team that didn't necessarily want him on, and that's why you probably felt the way that you did. But some people would look at your relationship with Isiah Thomas and they see such a revelation by you, and they're ultimately shocked that was something that you put in your book, that was something that you had to say, and that you didn't, in their eyes, you didn't support Isiah as strongly as one would have thought you would have. How do you explain that to the audience? What do you have to say to the audience about that?
Well, I think at that time, Isiah and I were not friends. We didn't support each other. And so when you have to have 10 guys on a team, let's first start with the talent, okay? Let's start with the talent. I've never seen a guy score, a point guard score 25 points in a quarter like Isiah did against my Lakers in the 1988 NBA Finals. So we know Isiah, the talent is off the chart, right? John Stockton could never score 25 points in a quarter like that. We understand that. But now, let's get to the facts. You have to be with each other for 2 months. And there was 4 or 5 guys he just had problems with. He was unfortunately not going to be a part of the Dream Team because of those problems. Because we all had to live with each other for 2 months, practice with each other, hang out with each other, all of those things. That doesn't take away from Isiah's career or who he is as a man. But at the same time, Isiah has to own up to his own problems and say, hey, you know what? I had a hand in that, right? In that situation. Now, did I have a hand in him not being on the Dream Team? No. They didn't ask me who should be on the team. The only thing David Stern and Rod Thorne asked me to do was to call Larry Bird and Michael Jordan and tell them they should play on the Dream Team.
Now, after hearing that, I'm going to tell you this. As Sports Illustrated reported in the book, that Magic Johnson wrote together with Larry Bird and had an author write it for them, Magic addresses, the Sports Illustrated states that Magic addresses years of rumors by finally accusing Thomas of questioning his sexuality after Johnson was diagnosed with HIV in 1991. Magic also admitted in that book that he joined with Michael Jordan and other players in blackballing Thomas from the 1992 Olympic Dream Team. And he said in that book, these were Magic Johnson's words, Isiah killed his own chances when it came to the Olympics. Nobody on that team wanted to play with him. Michael didn't want to play with him. Scottie Pippen didn't want any part of him. Bird wasn't pushing for him. And Karl Malone didn't want him either. Who was saying we needed this guy? Nobody. So that was those were Magic Johnson's words in that book. So I'm going to suggest to you that you buy that book, you read it. It's an interesting read. It's definitely worth it if you're interested in NBA history. So now you see a player in Tim Hardaway strictly blaming Michael Jordan for the decision to not have Isiah Thomas on the Dream Team. He starts his statement with the words, rumor had it, as I stated before, yet the Gills Arena guys simply took it as gospel. It's ridiculous sometimes how bad the comprehension skills are of some ex-NBA players. Later, I showed you Magic Johnson saying one thing in the book, in which I believe he actually told the truth, and in an interview with Stephen A. on TV, he didn't want to make himself look bad, so he denied having any part in it. Now, he did mention one thing in the interview that was in the book as well. And what he said was this. He said that Isiah had issues with multiple players on that Dream Team, and many of them didn't really want him on that team. Not only Michael Jordan. That in itself shows that Michael Jordan was not the one party responsible for Isiah's exclusion, as other players did not want to play with him as well. He wasn't liked, simple as that. And Magic stated that they were supposed to spend about 2 months with each other every single day. Nobody wanted to deal with him. The only reason Mike gets blamed is because he was already the top NBA player at the time. That's it. We even have a story from Magic Johnson and Larry Bird discussing it, where they literally said to Michael during that Dream Team trip that he took over the league now and it's his league now. You have to understand one thing. Magic is a great businessman. And if in the book he said he was partly to blame, that would help him sell more books and make more money because people would want to have, read about it. On TV, no matter what he says, he still makes what he makes for the appearance and does his thing. But here, more casual viewers are actually watching. And I think Magic Johnson is the kind of person that he'll always say in public what is best for his image and business, as he doesn't want to negatively affect either one. Now, do you guys think I'm correct, or do you maybe have a different opinion? Let me know in the comments, and please take a look at these other videos I have on the channel, which are very interesting. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video soon.